What's up, guys? I think this is the third time I'm trying to record this video. I've started the video two times on my phone, but my phone has been giving me a lot of issues, so I just switched to my tablet to do the video all over again. All right, so today we're going to be talking about. Oh, I'm going to be teaching about IP analysis. Sorry about that. IP analysis. So, stops. All right. So IP analysis are the in-depth analysis as some of us might know it. Get all right. Let's go straight to the video. So the first thing we have to do is obviously go through our settings. So now just visualize all this stuff. Just follow just follow me. Good. Now the next thing we have to do is to look for something like VPN. So now mine is not showing it here. So either use the search bar or I think I know where mine is. Mine should be in more connectivity or show options. Then VPN. Now click on it. Then I've connected to my Mysterion VPN. So if this is your first time, what you just have to do, you might not see it there. You open your Mysterion VPN and let me just do that instead of explaining it. So Mysterion VPN now all you have to do here is make sure these three things are off. One, two, three. Make sure they're off. Like it's so I'm just want to make sure you're hearing me. Alright. So I have to make sure these three things are off for all I care. This is the three things that I should leave off. Alright. Now, United Kingdom, this is the last location I connected to. This is the last location I connected to. So now I'm just going to reconnect back and to give me the same IP address that okay, I've not really connected. Don't really do surveys on this one. Now, this is actually very good. Now, I see make sure you don't use high speed. Make sure you don't use high speed. Always use residential. You understand? Then make sure you don't use any IP address that is more than 200. Now you can see this is 209. The first three numbers is 209. So you make sure you use IP that is not more than 200. Then you use one of the recommended internet service providers, for example, Vodafone, Virgin Media, British Telecommunications, Community Fiber. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of them. If you watch the course, you would hear of these things. You understand? All right. Now, let me just get straight to the video. So now I've connected to my VPN. I'm going to come back to settings. Now I'm going to see. Now you can see it shows connected here. What you want to do is to click on these three dots. Sorry, not three dots. Is to click on this button here. You remember when I click on it, it opened the Mysterion VPN app. If I click on it, it's going to open the Mysterion VPN app for me. Alright, let me do this. Now you have to click these three, sorry, pen is stopping. Let's click on this button here. You can see that you just click on it. Now you have to on these two things here. Now, what is the use of you putting on this thing? You put it on so that it blocks all connections, as the name implies, block connections. Now, block connections means you can be doing your surveys and all of a sudden your VPN might disconnect. If you know you're not using a device that is fast, for example, like my phone, it rationalizes RAM. Unlike this tablet, I even if I don't off this, I'm safe because I can open 20 apps at once and it will still be running. You understand? It will still be running. It will still be running, but we know your phone doesn't that. But most advisable stuff you hear me say is even though your phone, you know that your phone can carry it without it closing the app, still leave it on. Anything can happen. A call can come in that can put off the VPN and anything can happen. So always make sure this block all connections is on. Yeah, that is all you need to know about anything about VPN. Now, the next thing you want to check for is your data time settings. So now, most times it is usually in additional settings. This is a Redmi product, so you additional settings, if you're using Techno, you can just come here and search for time. So I'm not going to be searching for that because I know it is just going to be coming to so just going to be coming to this place additional settings. Just put it like this. Alright. So now what you're looking for here is this system settings. Now, are you with me? Our phone might be different, the device size might be different, but it's still the same thing in it's still the same thing around. Understand? Now I think for that block connections, iPhone usually they don't have that block connections, but I think iPhone they don't close the way they design their RAM, it doesn't close app like that in the background, you understand? Alright, so the first thing you are coming to is date and time. So date and time. Now, you have to make sure this is in 24-hour format. Now, I don't use the device for service. This is like my normal phone. So everything here is the way your phone will be on a normal day. Now, I'm going to change everything to make sure it matches a survey, you understand, a survey device. Now, this 24 hours format, I usually advise this is 24 hours because most times people come with issues and they say when they check WA.net that their stuff is still showing red there, blah 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 blah. And what I'm seeing there is that the only thing that is different there is this 24-hour format. And what am I 24-hour format? Look at my time here, it's showing 16:20. If I put this off, it will change to 4:20. If I put it on, it will change to what? 16:20. Alright, now this is West African time. So now the next thing I have to do is to put this off. Automatic date and time. Put it off. Now the next thing you want to do is also now next thing you want to do is this time zone. This time zone. Understand? You just click on it. Now region. You can see it's showing Nigeria there. You just click on it. Then you search for United Kingdom and click on it. Now automatically you look at my time. It has changed from what 16 to 15. Good. That means my time has changed. My time has changed. Now about I think we will get to March there about from March to December or so. Is it December or November or something? When you get to a particular time in the year, the news will be shared across to you. Once you get to that time, the time will become the same with Nigeria time. It will become the same with Nigeria time, but that does not still stop you from not making sure you are using the United Kingdom or wherever country you're working with. Now, if you want to work with United States. Now we have a lot of times in the United States. For example, if I pick New York, they are having this stop, this GMT, whatever, this is called Green Meridian time -5. That means there's a offset of less than 5 hours. 5 hours behind. So now this is a time offset. You'll be needing it if you are working with countries that have more than one time zone. For example, you're working with Canada and US. I think they have different time zone. I don't know. Let me check if Australia has a different time zone. Okay, Australia also have different time zone. If you're working with the Germany side, let me see that Germany. Okay, Germany just have one time zone, and I think this they are using the same time with Nigeria. This is the same time with Nigeria. So what you just want to do, I'm going to be working with United Kingdom today. Now I'm going to be leaving it in London. Now the use of this time zone places, if you are working with people that have more than one time zone, what you want to do is when you get to Word.net, I'm going to be mentioning, I'm showing you where you see the GMT. Now you just come back here and change that GMT to match the GMT you are seeing on Word.net, the offset you are seeing on Word.net, you match it so that your time zone can match to match your IP address. Good. All right. The next thing you want to do is, I think this is basically all. After on some phones, you might see automatically switch, automatically sync with time zone or something. Just off it. Anything you see automatically off it. You don't need it. You understand? Sorry about the noise. Where train is. I might have to keep quiet for some time if the train is already making noise. Now the next thing you want to do is to come to languages and inputs. Sorry about that. Languages and inputs. You just click on that. Now your language should be United Kingdom. very clear. United Kingdom. It should be United Kingdom. Most phones is always in United States, but put it in United Kingdom because your browsers can access this particular stuff. Make sure United Kingdom. The next thing you want to change is your phone's region. My phone region at times when it comes is always to be in Nigeria. To be in Nigeria, your region can be in Nigeria, and your time zone can be in London. All these stuff, phones are seeing it, apps are seeing it. So mine is in United Kingdom. I've changed that since I got this device. Then I think that is basically all you need to know in settings. Now my VPN is connected. What I want to do now is to open my browser. So the next thing you want to search for is word.net. You can see it, word.net. You just click on that word.net. Now word.net, if you look at this IP address, I don't really want to make use of this IP address, although it might be good. Starlink is a good, it's owned by Elon Musk, but I don't. Train is passing out, those train to pass. The, sorry about that noise. Still waits for it to pass. Alright, so what we're saying, I'm going to perform an in-depth analysis when I tell you pass. Oh, sorry. Alright, I think the train has gone. Now the next thing you want to do is you go back to your Mysterium VPN. Why did this thing? Can you imagine? Alright, so you come back to your Mysterium VPN. This is it. Now this button is used to refresh your IP address. If you don't want to refresh your IP address, you can easily um come here and just on this and you disconnect, then you reconnect, you discover that it's going to give you another IP address. So me, I love using an IP address of 80 something. Then you can disconnect, reconnect. Now you can see this is 86.173 blah 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 blah. I'm going to be using this IP address. So this IP address can be for British Telecommunications, Vodafone, or Virgin Media. They know that most they usually use these first two numbers. Now you can see it's 86. I certified this as okay for me. This is what I like using. You discover an IP address that works for you, fine. But most times I don't advise for going for any IP address that is more than 200. That has been the standard. So now I've gotten a good IP address. I'm just going to off it. You can also use this refresh button, but I don't like using the refresh button. Usually hang the VPN or give some errors at times. Now what I'm going to come back here to refresh the page. Now come here. Yeah, remember I said BTs. Now we have there are different types of internet service providers. British Telecommunications, you can see it's now the full OIC from beginning. You shouldn't have any issue on this particular site at all. You shouldn't have any issue on this site. Now BT, you can see it's this place is good. Now I'm here. So I said I'm going to explain, I'm going to mention the GMT. I'm going to show you can see GMT 0000. You should match your own GMT 00. This local means the time of your VPN. This system means the time of your phone. So if this thing is different from whatever is here, that means your setting is wrong. You have to come back, go back to your settings and change it. I think that is all for this site. Now, for this DNS, you might connect to some IP address sometimes. Most times, if you connect to IP address from that high speed, that's when you see it. Or some particular type of proxies. The proxy will be okay, but the proxy is strong, but this DNS is the stuff will be hosted in another country. So I by the end of the video, I think let me just kind of explain it now. So you just have to do is come to your phone settings, then you search for DNS. I'm not going to be searching it. You see private DNS. You click on it, then you see private DNS hostname. Now this custom, you can see DNS of Google. You click on it. Most times you won't see anything there. It's either I'll type it. So you can type DNS of Google. If this one doesn't come, you can put I've forgotten that one. If you need it, just come and meet me. I think it's one dot they have one stuff, but that's for Cloudflare. But most times DNS dot Google does the job. This does the job. So now, but most times let me just leave it off since I'm not having any issue. Alright, so WA.NET check 100%. Most times you are not going to have I won't satisfy you have anything less than 100 in this place. I don't satisfy it. You might hear that if it's 90 and above, they're okay. But to me, 100 should be the certified whatever in WA.NET. So I'm going to change this to WA.com. WA.com. Now, this is also the site. Now, what you are looking for here is to make sure your IP type here is in residential. I always advise is residential. Now, residential can be okay. Um, residential, what that one? I think business at times. I use if business and you're using BT and you use business, I usually set up. But for any other network and you're using BT and it's not, you're using let's say it's Virgin Media and it's showing another thing here, run. Make sure it's in residential. It's mostly advised if you use an IP address that the IP type is residential because why it's makes it slower in tracking, you understand? Now, don't really mind whoever is here. You can see my time is correct, but this particular side they usually have issues with time zone. I don't know why they've not. So now, what you just want to check here is your IP type. This is what you should come and check here. Then the next place you want to check is scamalytics.com. You just press check IP. At least your fraud score should be very low. Preferably it can also be lower than this. It can also be lower than this. I'm calling those off for that. I don't like accepting on this. All these cookies really disturb my device experience. Okay, confirm traces. Good. So this IP address, you can also use Virgin Media if you want lower fraud score, for example. So I'm just using this to explain. You understand? So now this is the next place you can also check is what is that next one? I think what is my IP address.com. What is my well that one is coming already. What is my IP address? That one is coming. I think I might have to pause again. So now what you are looking for here is I've not come to this site on this device. Let me just make sure these things are off. So do I don't accept everything up and down like this. So they don't track me. It's only for survey side that I usually stuff. Just save and exit. No thanks. Save and exit. I think we should be okay. Alright, so now what you are looking for is that this IPv6 should be showing not detected. If it's showing you blah 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 one long whatever here, it doesn't that IP address is mostly a data center IP address. You shouldn't be seeing anything here. Then yeah, that is basically what you need to check here. The next thing you want to check is what is that other side? I think the IP8.com or 8.com. I think so. You should be it. Alright, so you can see it's kind of this of everything. So because these are they be tracking people up and down. Confirm traces. Alright, so you can see IP address, everything is okay. You can yes, so I'm going to drop another video now to use a what we call a private browser. I'm not the one that did the video, but one of our top coaches did the video if I remember to drop the video, I will. Our coach Hola has already sent the video to me to be dropped. So I just remembered now. So you can see IPv4 is okay. This is your normal IP address. IPv6 you shouldn't see it. Then your DNS shouldn't be different. Now what next you want to check is ipscore.com. ipscore.com. This one. Type stuff is already coming. Let it load. Now you can see I am having a score of 94, 95, 100. Alright. So now you can see DNS leakage. It's showing US here. So you might not actually worry about this. But if everything is showing US, then there's problem. You see all those sites that have gone to our DNSs in UK, so you might ignore this. If you don't want to ignore it, you can go back to that place and change it to DNS.google. Everything here will be in UK. Most times, this should be clear. But if it's not good, at least if you're having 95 over 100 in this site, you are good to go. If you're having 90 over 100, you are good to go. You understand? Um, yes, yes. Now, my MTU score is very low. Most times, most IPs from BT is very low. So make sure you look for a good IP address, maybe Virgin Media or something, and get something that is this stuff is not shining red for. You understand? Then that is basically what to do in ipscore.com. Your time zone should be the same thing. There's one other site I used to go to. I've forgotten the name. Let me check my phone. Come, check my phone. Give me a bit. I think that is basically all. It belongs that I've gotten to my course. They've updated the course. So in case I didn't mention anyone, I'm using the one I've learned about 2 years ago to teach people, and that's what that's working for me. Alright, I'm coming in. Okay, I've mentioned everything. That's just the basic things I actually used to check my IP address and it's working for me. Alright. Then good. Yeah, this is the end of the IP analysis video. Okay, I think okay, yeah, hey, I've taught you how to change your DNS. So now I'm done with this video. Please, I don't want anybody to be asking me unnecessary questions that has been answered in this video. I made this video long like this to break everything down about IP analysis. Now, when your IP is good to go, the next thing to do is to now come and start answering. So you can see this is a browser for survey, browser for survey. So now you can see everything. Now, some phones might not have. I've also dropped a video. If you check, I'm going to drop this video on my YouTube channel. So if you check my YouTube channel, I've also dropped a video. In case your phone does not have freezer, how do we usually freeze our phones that don't have freezer? Me, this is what I do. I come to digital well-being. Where is that guy? This one is digital well-being. So, well, you can come to settings and you search for digital well-being. You see digital well-being and parental control. If it's not there, still use your search button and search it. What you check for is this circle. You click on this circle, then you look for the app you want to. The app, for example, let's say it's Edge. You click on it, then you change the timer. You might meet the timer is something like this, the 0:30. You change it to what? Zero means zero. You click on it, and you see it. You change zero. The color will not change. For example, let's say it's not changed. Let me put it in 5 minutes. You will see you can see the color is this is the color of Edge. If I go to this place, you can see it will open. But let me change it now to 0 hours 0 minutes. You can see the color will change to black and click. Then I click on it to tell me the time has run out. Like that. Then if you want to use it, just click on it, then press settings. So it will open the settings for you and you would just click on the app timer, then we have put it in 8 hours or 10 hours. Then when you are done, you come back and return it. That's how me I freeze. I've explained it very well on my in the YouTube video that I did. You can just go and check it out. If you click on it down, press that info stuff, then the network access actually offer everything. Now my this phone does not have SIM functionality. So you see SIM one, SIM two, you see SIM one, SIM two, Wi-Fi background data. So make sure everything there is off. When you are leaving the app, then when you now want to use the app, you just on the one. Let's say you're using SIM one for data, just on SIM one, and or if you can on the background data. Oh, I don't know why this phone was doing this. Then you want the background data and all that. So off everything here. I think that is pretty much it for the video on IP analysis. Yeah, have a wonderful day ahead. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section. Adios. Bye.